Cool. Talking about the 311 fights. Islam won that last fight, and that was pretty great. Islam winning that fight was just a dominant victory. It wasn't very surprising. I mean, yeah. I had hope for Moicano, but it is what it is. Islam becoming one of the greatest lightweights ever, probably just the greatest lightweight ever at this point, is a monumental moment in itself. Islam Makhachev just is Islam Makhachev. So next for Islam, honestly, should just be going up in the weight. Go up to Bilal, fight someone like that. Just forget the whole training together. Not even forget it. You can just accept that and be friends after the fight too. I don't see why being in a fight has to be a whole emotional thing of you're an enemy now or some shit. No, man, you're fighters. It's just this job, treat it like a job. I don't see it as the worst thing in the world for Islam to challenge Bilal and for them to just have that fight, run it back again. Maybe Islam retires after that and then Bilal takes his championship back. Just do it. Have fun. It's going to be a fun fight. It's going to be a grappler's palooza. Another moment for the Nurmagomedovs to just have a grappler's showcase and just do something fucking awesome with it. I'd like that a lot. I just love that. I want to see a grappler show off. Why not? Forget it. Just do it. Why not? If he's not going to just go up and fight for that belt, second belt, which would make him the greatest of all time, if he's not going to do that and he just wants to be the greatest lightweight of all time, which he already is, just wait. We'll have that Charles versus Arman fight happen and just fucking deal with it. Just do your thing. Whoever comes up to you, you're just going to maul. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm of the happy mindset of just seeing fights. Whoever wins versus Charles versus Arman 2 in a 5-round fight is going to be someone that can be seen as very dangerous, very, I don't know, just a bigger potential challenge for Islam. But, I mean, that depends on how the fight goes. Islam supremacy for who knows how long. Power to Islam and the Khabib way, the Nurmagomedov ways, I guess. Now, to move on. I don't like the way I'm saying that. Renato Moicano against Islam Makhachev did not go Renato's way. Is what it is. I've already said enough for Islam. I mean, it's Islam. What are you going to do? Renato Moicano really didn't lose much. He lost in the first round, and he had a moment during a stand-up. He's been talking a lot about Paddy Pimblett and wanting to get the Paddy Pimblett fight, but he's a bit out of reach as of now. I think they're taking a different path with Paddy. Otherwise, the Renato Moicano fight would have been booked. The Paddy Pimblett versus Renato Moicano fight would have been booked now. So if it's not now and if not real soon in the near future, just rebook the fight with Beneil Dariush and it's going to be a good time still. Pick up where he left off. He's climbing the ranks slowly anyways. So what's the problem with just keeping him in his ranking and just resetting where he's supposed to be and resetting where he's supposed to go? Paddy would still be the guy who would want to call next. And if not Paddy, we'll try to reach out Dustin Poirier, winner or loser of Hooker versus fucking Gaethje. I don't know how I forgot Gaethje's name for like 5 seconds there. That's crazy. But he has ways to play. He has a lot of ways to go. But for sure, in my opinion, Beneil Dariush is the fight to make for him. I don't see why not. Merab, the Machine, Dvalishvili. That performance was so fun, entertaining. It was so fun. It was just everything you wanted out of a fight. That was an amazing fight. People are saying it's probably the greatest fight in that division. I don't know about that, but it's the greatest fight in that division that I've seen up until now. Absolutely. Without question. I want to see that fight again. No problem if they just run that fight again one more time. Fuck it. Let's watch it again. I want to watch it again right now. As soon as that fight was over, I just wanted to watch it one more time, maybe even twice. Fuck, it was so good and entertaining. Jesus. Now, for Merab, he's in still a weird spot regardless. He already cleared out his division in an amazing way. So he kind of just needs to wait around if he doesn't want to move up or down. What I do see that could happen, that could be a major super fight for the UFC, is Pantoja versus Merab. I think that's kind of a cool choice just because it's two guys who have cleaned out their own division right next to each other in the weight classes. Both are dominant champions right now. And Pantoja needs a new challenge. A new tough challenge to really take the belt out from him. I mean, if he goes up in weight though, then he's not going to lose his belt. He's going to be challenging for Merab's belt. He ain't going to lose his own belt. He goes back to his own division and he's still a dominant champion that he could just have more reason to remain in his fucking division and continue his winning streak there. I don't know. I see that as a win-win for whoever. That just seems like a great fight to me. I don't have much to say. I don't have much to say about that. I just like it. I just want to see that happen because I just like both of the fighters. Okay, just let it happen because I like it. Just make it happen because I want to see it. That's it. Isn't that the point? You just make the fights that people want to see. I'm a person. I want to see that fight. Make that fucking fight happen. That was a lot of words at once. He could just pick the Peter Yan fight, which I think that probably is going to be the one that's going to happen. Him versus Peter Yan 2. I don't see him losing to Peter Yan. Peter Yan would have to make a very massive change and have a very, very good game plan to come at Merab and take that belt from him at this point, especially with what we've seen already. I'd rather see Pantoja than Peter Yan, but if not, then just Peter Yan, do that again, and then let the fights between Umar, Sanhagen, or Sean O'Malley, and whoever the fuck else wants to do it, Sang Yadong versus Senator Cejudo. Let the division fight itself out, and he can just take this little vacation he's been wanting. Okay. I have to do this because I don't have the time to finish up the other video because I got to get started on the next one. And I don't even have time to finish that one. So I'm going to just figure out how to go even faster. I'm already tripping over my words. I got to move fast. Things got to go faster. I'm going to figure it out. I'm not able to finish the full thing I want to do with this video, but I'm just learning as I go. So I'm just throwing this in there because fuck, I wish I could have just finished this video as I wanted to, but I'm going to just fucking let it run, do whatever, let it play out for the rest of it. No good editing, but whatever. I learned a lot for the first half. I did what I could. I'm going to just try to pump this shit out. Got to get it out there. So I got to finish. I got to walk away from this one. It is what it is. Goodbye. Now, for Umar. I don't see anyone thinking that Umar doesn't just kill the rest of the entire division, just like Merab did. Everyone's talking about him fighting Sean O'Malley for a rematch shot against Merab. I don't see why not. I mean, I don't think it's a good fight overall because I just think Umar is just going to beat Sean. No problem. I don't see either one of them making a fast enough turnaround and having good enough game plan within this year to take out Merab. I mean, maybe Umar could even just win 2 fights after this and just really get some good experience because I think that's what he needs, experience more than anything. I also was of the mindset of having Peter versus Umar, and honestly, that's just because I think it would be a great stylistic matchup. That one would, for me, really make it easy and clean for anyone who thinks about Merab should fight next. If that fight is competitive, it's going to be a great learning experience for both of them and prepare them for the ultimate challenge that's going to be Merab and his cardio. If it's clear enough that Umar is this far out from everyone else in his division, then what are people going to do? They have to deal with it. They have to live with that reality that these two guys are just going to run the whole fucking division. Is it going to be an Alex versus Yuri situation? Which is pretty perfect because that's exactly who I'm talking about next. Yuri Prohaska, the guy who won his fight, the guy that I'm happy won his fight, and the guy who got me going crazy when he won that fight in this fucking house. I was screaming. I was just freaking raging out about that. It was very, very good. I very much enjoyed that. I very much had a good time watching him punch Jamal. That being said, respect to Jamal, that fight was dope. I don't think anyone should be able to talk shit about Jamal based on that fight. For anything outside of it, of course they can talk shit because of the things he does. But for that fight, you can't say shit. That was a scrap. That was a fucking war between 2 gigantic motherfuckers that would just kill most people by touching them with the same power with their just his finger. I would like to see Yuri versus Khalil Roundtree. They put on such a good performance. Well, Khalil put on such a good performance against Alex Pereira that he seems still ready to get another shot of the title. And with a bit of better training, obviously I say better training, but even harder training, just because he knows the challenge he's going to be going up against and he knows what he has to do more than ever with the second fight if he were to take it. He's going to be coming to kill. That would be a perfect match for Yuri. That would be, for me, a super fight. Both of these guys coming out with the most training they're ever going to need, both knowing the challenge monster that's at the end of the line and having experience already, needing this next fight in order to shoot them up for that fucking conversation to be the next one up for the title after Magomed versus Pereira. It almost doesn't matter who he fights, but he just needs to keep fighting 2 or 3 more times. Fighting clear top contenders that are on the rise and not anyone that's really going downwards. Just fight Khalil Roundtree. I think it's enough for everyone who's watching MMA to just be excited about, and that's what it's about, exciting fights. And it's going to be a tough fight no matter what. It's a tough fight, and it's exciting, and then he still needs one more. So fight Olberg versus Yan, wait for that fight to finish up first, then beat that motherfucker, then fight Khalil Roundtree if he wins his next fight as well. Then, right after that, I don't see why he can't challenge the title again. He's already shown that he's different from everyone else. Every time he doesn't fight in a title fight recently, he just kills the guy within the 3rd round or 2nd round or whatever. He's a killer. He can't fucking be stopped by anyone besides a gigantic monster behemoth that is Alex Pereira. Khalil Roundtree is a super fighter right now. I fucking love seeing that motherfucking fight. So Put him against Jamal Hill. God damn it, put him against Yuri Prohaska. It's my preferred fight, easily, no problem. Jamal Hill, he didn't win, but it was impressive. Jamal Hill did a good job. I don't think anyone should say that Jamal Hill didn't do a good job. I think he did good enough that he is still someone that we should talk about. Still someone that should be worrisome whenever you're put against him. Him versus a guy like Alexander Rachik. That is a hard fucking last name to say. Rachik. I think it's Rachik. Either way. Him versus Rachik would be not honestly the most exciting. Rachik just, I mean, none of his fights to me are like enticing. I like seeing fighters that bring something different and are unique. You know, Rob with his cardio, Yuri with his ability to fucking persevere and come back and just destroy people. Jamal Hill's even his striking is pretty impressive. It's clean. It's fucking nasty and clean and powerful. Everyone knows Alex Pereira's fucking standout power is his power itself. Khalil Roundtree showed just great evolution that he's a different kind of fighter. He's a strong fighter going out on the shield that he's just fucking deadly all around. Raichik just doesn't show me goddamn anything that I'm really excited about. But I mean, sadly, what is Jamal Hill gonna do? What is he gonna fight? He can't fight anyone else that's on the up and up. I don't even think he should fight fucking Khalil Roundtree. People are saying that fight for some fucking reason. I don't get that. Make him fight Raichik. Just fight Raichik and get that fight over with. Get him back in the fucking another top 5 contender. And he's there. The UFC will just do whatever they want for whatever reason. And if Jamal Hill can just have a couple more moments to really get back into the groove of everything and get a couple good wins under his belt, he could just still do what he wants in this division. He's still a dangerous force. He didn't lose much in that last fight. But he does need, sadly, to fight some guy like Alexander Raichik. I say that kind of, I feel like it's so disrespectful to say that to Raichik just because he lost a couple fights to the top contenders in his division. Obviously, all of these guys are killers. All of these guys are monsters. But just looking at a monster compared to another monster, you can't help but notice that one's a little bit shorter than the others. He should fight Raichik, get that fight out of the way, and we'll see what the division's like right after that. Now, this is where I'm going to be talking. I'm just going to try to get through this because I don't really know. In the heavyweight division, there's just not a lot of like great talent that I've been interested in. You know, like Cyril Gahn, Volkov, Tom Aspinall, John Jones. You got Rosenstruck versus fucking Spivak next week. It's nothing like stand out to me. Yelton Almeida, at least he's pretty interesting. But I mean, for me too, I don't see him beating most of the guys in the top 5. So he just needs to get a fight. I don't know who he's going to fight very soon, if it's going to be soon at all. And he's wanted to call out Cyril Gahn, but Cyril Gahn is going to be on the up and up for another title shot soon. So he's out of the question. I mean, you could maybe set up a fight with Volkov if he wants to really go down in the rankings like that. What I could see is this him fighting the winner of Sergey Pavlovich versus Rosenstruck. But whatever. You know, it's nothing exciting. Just keep fighting. Just keep doing your thing. Knock some motherfuckers out. Keep making it clear. Keep making it badass. Keep making it dangerous. Make yourself look like a threat. And maybe just increase the frequency of when you fight. You fight pretty often enough, but I mean, maybe that'll be the way that really makes you seem different from everyone else. Your frequency. If you're a frequent fighter and you don't care about the rankings and you just want to fight people, that's going to make you well known. That's going to make you well liked. Chill. Do your thing. Hang out. Have fun. You know? It's a fighter that's in a position that he can just have fun. Call out people who are lower ranked than you. Fuck it. Just knock them out. Who gives a shit? Have fun. For Sergey Spivak, I don't know. I mean, I was barely able to figure it out where a guy in the heavyweight who won should go. So a guy who lost in the heavyweight, I don't know at all. Fight someone behind you. Fight someone who's lost recently. Good luck to you. You just fight, get your money, do what you want. You know, have fun. But not all fighting has to be always clear cut. You want it to be great challengers. You want it to be fantastic fights every time. But it's not like that. That's just not reality. You just fight sometimes and you just make money. That's what he's going to do. Just make money, get some fights, do what you thing. Ain't nothing bad with that. It's fun. Why not? I mean, it's not like I'm not going to be happy when he fights someone on a card and he does a great job. So just do your thing. That's all you got to focus on. Just do your thing. The next fighter to talk about is going to be Reiner D. Ritter. I'm really hoping I'm saying that right. I said it kind of shittily in my last fucking talk. I got to learn it, especially if he's fucking going to be taking out people like Kevin Holland right now. Sadly, honestly, you know, with saying that, I don't know what this victory really does for him in the long run or the short run. It's a good victory against a well-known fighter, but is a fighter who's well-known to not be championship mindset material, to not be caring about his fights at all. I'm salty about it because I wanted Kevin Holland to win. But I mean, that's just bias, you know? He's been on a bad streak. He's kind of being an asshole to shit, Rampage Jackson and everything. So I don't know. We'll see where Kevin Holland goes. But for Reiner de Ritter, the main guy who actually won his fight right now, he won it with a submission. He beat Gerald Meerschaert with a good submission. That's pretty impressive. So I think that with him coming from a different division and already being a well enough known name, give him a ranked fight. And I like what Michael Bisping talked about, where he said that he should fight Michel Pereira, the guy who just does a bunch of fucking running kicks and a bunch of flips and a bunch of stuff like that, and then he gets gassed out within like the first round. Fight him. That'd be cool. Why not? I don't see that being a problem. I see that being a fun fight, and I see that being a fight that Reiner could win. I see that being a tough fight that he'll come out as as a underdog for, but he will pull ahead in a fight like that so long as he manages distance, doesn't get knocked out early, and he weathers a very short storm. Even if he fucking gets hit a couple times, land that submission, take him down, use your ground game on him like you've been doing, and if it's just as good as we've been seeing recently, just keep working on your ground game. You could take a lot of these guys out with great ground game. If Michel Pierre doesn't want to fight him, though, there is Jack Hermanson. Other than that, I don't know. If he wants to just fight another unranked fighter and just get your name up there, just keep working your way up. Ain't no problem with that. He's already doing well. All right. This is the last, and this is the worst. Kevin Holland. Goddamn. Jesus Christ. Kevin Holland's been riding a very big high throughout his career with the talking and his overall performances and his win streaks he'll go on. As of right now, I don't think it's even mean or unfair to say he's in a shitty spot. Flat out. He hasn't been winning his fights. He's been getting injured. Weird stuff is happening during his fights. He's losing a lot of traction. He's losing fans. And on the course he's on, where is he going to go? He's already talking so much shit about how he doesn't care about being champion. So who's going to care about his next fight? I get it if he's winning fights and he doesn't care about championship and he talks shit. But if you're going to talk shit and then lose your fights and then not care about rising, that's all the hallmarks of someone who's just going to retire and be done with the game. If you're going to have that kind of mindset, I mean, why not just use your platform and just do something else? Do hunting. Go shoot animals or something. That's already what you do anyways. You talk about it on the podcast like crazy. Go hunting. Do hunting. That's fun. Or maybe do karate combat. It's frustrating to be a Kevin Holland fan right now. Still going to be one. Whatever his next fight is, I hope he brings a fucking attitude and a really, really dedicated mindset that he wants to win his next fight rather than saying openly, I don't even care about my next fight. Come on. Let's see some fucking get-go attitude, some challenger mentality. But at the end of the day, he's a fighter who's just doing it for money. What do I know? The fuck do I care? If he doesn't fight, he doesn't fight. If he wins, he wins. Whatever. But as a fan, I'm just hopeful that he fights, which he's gonna, but he takes it serious and he doesn't just do it haphazardly and shittily. Otherwise, I'm tuning out. I'm just gonna tune out because it's disheartening. It's fucking disheartening to see. It's like a Tony Ferguson who's actively okay with losing. Weird. Best of luck. Fucking hope it goes well. Yeah. This is J.R.R. This is MMA Talks. This is me talking to you, forecasting the fights. This is Forecasted Fighters with Jaime Ruiz. And this is Forecasted Fighters with Jaime Ruiz. And this is Forecasting Fighters with Jaime Ruiz.